Welcome to Cryptocurrents. I am your host, Monica Profit, and I am excited to be here with Nir Efrat, the CEO of Virtual Human Studio.
Hi, good to be with you, Monica.
I'm so glad that you could join us today. Thank you so much, Nir. This is
Thanks for
really
having me.
cool. Yeah, the Virtual Human Studio is really amazing. It's a newer company to me because I don't do a whole lot of gaming myself, but it's very cool to
Uh,
see how Web3 is like taken hold in the gaming space and become really relevant. It's one of the best use cases of this great technology. So I'm excited to learn more and dive into what Virtual Human Studio is doing. So can you just tell me what have you guys created that you're the most excited about?
Absolutely. Well, the company became very famous back in the days in 2020 when they launched. I recently joined a year and a half ago to lead the company, but the history started way before me. The biggest game was Zed. Zed was at some point the biggest NFT game, and it really stood up because it was one of the very few NFT games that had utility. In most of those Web3 games of the time, you would buy stuff, and the only thing that you can do with that stuff is sell it to someone else that would buy it in order to sell it. And utility and usage was like an afterthought or something. It will
Yeah.
follow, it will happen. And in most cases, unfortunately, it never materialized. Now, that did not happen. Zedrun had actual utility. You were buying a horse. You bought a virtual horse, a horse with many different attributes and colors, and you name the horse, and you would put the horse next to the horse's friends in a stable, and you build your own stable, and then you could race those horses in different types of races, and you could breed them and create new horses, and you can sell them, and it was very hectic, fun game that had lots of issues and problems, but it was extremely successful. We sold virtual horses for $50 million in total. Some horses went for six-digit numbers, which is crazy to think about. You would buy a virtual horse for $300,000. People were very excited and very invested. I would not recommend doing that, but it's sure that is a solid financial or any decision you could make, and that attracted lots and lots of fans. It got lots of traction and coverage, and people talked about it. And as happened to many crypto products and blockchain products at the time, winter arrived at some point. Prices of NFTs went down, price of ETH went down, and then the company started changing and tried to react and please the community. So it became very complicated and very messy because there were people that were heavily invested, and rightly so, they were expecting to get a return and to get more out of that, and it was hard to get new people in this situation. So it became an unattainable economy, an unattainable situation given the climate. So I was brought in a year and a half ago to lead the company. The company is interestingly based half in Australia. It was founded by two very talented young Aussies down in Melbourne. And I went there to meet them. There are team members everywhere. It was a huge company at some point. And we looked deep into the game, the strategy, the users, the situation, looked into the market, and we tried to come up with a way to redo it and do it better and address all the issues and the problems that were hindering or a big bottleneck or challenge to Zedrun. And we took some decent time to really design and think and understand what we're solving for. And then we came up with Zed Champions, which is our new ownership-driven game that launched 2 weeks ago. It's now live at zchampions.com. And it is a much better, more interesting, faster, and more exciting version of Zedrun, but it addresses all the problems of longevity. First of all, we're making it much more accessible. As you know, and I'm sure many people know, it is not the most accessible or inviting or inclusive thing to go into a Web3 game or any Web3 product. You need to jump through many hoops. You need to get this currency. Like when I tried to onboard myself in the original game, I needed 3 currencies to buy a horse.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I need to get ETH, WETH, and Matic. I didn't know. Do I need to pay gas? What is gas? Like, where's the gas going to? What is gas? So I had to pay a gas fee. It's very weird. So I had to do. We needed to make it more accessible and remove some of the friction. Thankfully there are better tools now. You can have people paying with regular fiat, and we make behind the scene, under the hood, all the blockchain transactions for them, and then they can just get our own token without having to open an account in MetaMask or Coinbase and take a picture with your passport and wait for KYC and approval, which is very painful. So we had to remove that. We have to make it a real game, and that's where my experience. So just a little bit about me. So I've been in gaming for over 15 years. That's my first Web3 experience. So I was at companies like King and Take-Two and Zynga, and I worked in mobile free-to-play. And in mobile free-to-play, first-time user experience is the most important thing. And it's all about onboarding. It's all about tutorials. It's all about making it clear, which is very foreign language for Web3. No one cares about that in Web3 because people come, the assumption is people will come for the money and they want the money hard enough, so they don't care if everything is very complicated. Maybe it's better because it removes the competition of people that come for the same money.
Right.
And if it looks dodgy, it's even better because that means there's something there. And if it looks shady, it's exciting. So I wanted to remove all of that because it doesn't scale. So we changed all of that, and we focused on UI UX, and we focused on onboarding, and focused on really be more inclusive and more friendly for users. And then we fixed the economy. It's not about coming and create a big quick win and turn around game. It's about creating a way to sustain the value of your horse or your stable. And I won't get into this, but in this case, in very, very short explanation, I'll tell that you basically breed a horse and you choose between many, many different horses, and you can study their lineage, their history, their performance, and then you choose a different horse of your own, and then you create a new horse that comes to the world. Congratulations, the horse goes into an automated racing pool. And then the horse can accrue value based on the races that are automatically happening. So you don't need to come and work very hard. The horse is doing the work, and you need to make the strategic decision when the horse has peaked, and you can pull it out and retire it, and then collect the value in our token. And then that is creating a much, much sustainable economy for us. And then when you pull it out, the horse can still stay and help you by breeding more horses. Yeah. So you can put it up for horses, you can create new one. So there is still value, and also you can still sell it if you want to. But it's going to be very hard to just come and flip a horse. We are here to, you basically not, the market is going to be to breed in horses, and then the horses need to perform, and then it's designed to make you come back. So we want to focus on retention, we want to focus on exciting strategy, and that's a very important thing. But some other things we're doing, we want to to decrease the threshold for an entry, for the entry level for new users. In many Web3 games, it's very expensive to come in. In Zed, if you want to be good, you needed to come and pay $50,000 to buy a new horse. That's quite a tall order. That's a big ask. So now in Zed Champions, you can come in and you can just stake a different horse. So you can come, you can watch all the races, you can experience that, you can look at all the data, and then you say, I like that horse, I'm going to put $10 on it. I'm going to put $5 on it. I'm going to buy a stake in the horse. And then the owner of the horse just gets himself a partner, like it or not. They get a partner, and then it opens up a very good social layer. So now you have 2 people or 3 people or 10 people owning the horse. They can communicate between themselves. Only the owner can make the choice when to retire and unlock the money. But when the owner retires the horse, everyone shares the outcome. So you can come in with very different levels of engagement. You don't have to come and invest hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. You can come and we want to be inclusive and allow lots of people to enjoy it, and we should increase the usage and the reach of the game.
That's fantastic. So in terms of scaling, I know you've only launched this in like the last 2 weeks, but what are your anticipation of like how this will scale, or do you have any metrics on, because of
Really
your
good
more
question.
your better UX UI, how have you already scaled? Like at what scale are you now, and
So
how do you
right
think
now,
UX
so right
UI
now
has informed that?
it's a really good question, Monica. So scaling in Web3 has been a struggle and a challenge for everyone, and I don't know that there is a playbook to how to scale a Web3 game. So if I take a step back, lots of people thought when Web3 was big that the reason it's so big because Web2 is being capped by user acquisition. Web 2, as I know for someone who came from Web 2, definitely since 2021, post-COVID, Apple's ATT, everything became extremely hard to scale because CPIs went up, you couldn't do targeting, so traditional performance marketing is no longer working, and Web 3 was supposed to be the fix for it. I don't know that it has been so far, but right now we are benefiting of our existing community. So we have tens of thousands of people that have engaged with Zed in the last 6 years. Those people know, some of them are aware of the game, some of them are lapsed long time ago, and our challenge is to go back and reach out to them. We have given all the people that still own horses from Zed we've given them new horses, a new token they can spend in the game. So we don't have a cold start. So we have a good head start with our existing community, and they come in and they play the new horses and they spend the new tokens and they spend more. It's about, I would say right now we're at the scale of 4-digit number of DAO. I want it to be much, much bigger. Again, I'm coming from Web 2. The game I was running back in the days, which was 2 Dots, a cute mobile free-to-play game, had hundreds of thousands of people. We are 200, 300,000 DAO. So I want to go to definitely over 10,000 of people in that. And I think it's possible. The way to scale it is go where the Web3 players are first, which is, as we know, it's the channels, it's the Discord, it's the X, is these podcasts, is KOLs, influencers, and speak to those people, is by driving the token. Our game is fully incorporating the Zed token. This is being used as an in-game currency. So when
What is
you
the token?
Zed token.
Would you
ZED.
spell that, please?
ZED.
Thank you. Okay.
This is a Zed token. It's been going up since we launched the game 2 weeks ago. So we are very excited about that. The entire storing value in the racing pool is in Zed token. It's not so we control very much the sinks and the faucets of the token. So this is a big opportunity, I think. And then once we scale more and once it's fully proven, we will go, because I want to reach new audience and I want to reach new users, we will go beyond the Web3 community. This is obviously going to be more expensive. This is going to be a bit more tricky, but I believe this is it is possible to reach out for new audience. One of the ways we're going to do it, by the way, is launching a mobile app that yesterday was approved in the App Store called Zed Pix. We haven't hit the button of publish it, but we'll do it next week. And Zed Pix is going to be a place where everyone in the US can watch all the races from Zed Champions, but also everyone can place bets on those races with real money. It's using the sweepstake model. So it's fully legal in 45 states. And everyone can just watch the races, and you have a pick model, so every race has 8 horses, you choose 2 to 4, it's fixed odds, and then you can win coins or real cash. We call it Z coins and Z cash. And we believe this can be a good way to scale. And when it's a mobile app, and when it's on the App Store, and when it's very legit, we can use more traditional ways to attract people. And some of them will be converted into the Zed Champions product, the ones that want to own a horse. So there are lots of flywheels and lots of different parts in it, but yeah, we believe we can definitely scale that. It's not going to happen overnight. Looking at other Web3 games out there, it takes time, but with good utility, with good story, with good retention metrics, I believe it's possible.
Absolutely. And so what has your conversion from your old users been like? How many of them have converted in and re-engaged? What's your conversion rate?
I would say from the people that were engaged at the time when we sunset the game, it's almost everyone. It's about 90+% of the people that were playing at the end of last year, let's say. Obviously, the numbers that were playing the game back in 2020, there's many people that we now need to find and entice to come back and give them a good enough and attractive enough, like a good, compelling proposition to convince them to come back. So we still have lots of work to do, but from the people that were engaged at the end of last year, almost all of them followed us to Zed Champions.
So in terms of your customer, like who is engaged now, since you're getting good retention and your conversion of others, what is the ideal customer process? Like, talk to me like I'm a brand new person and you want to retain me. What would my ideal customer journey be?
Well, like any game, it starts with a cool, you need to start with what is driving you into the game, and then it needs to be the onboarding and understanding of the core mechanics of the game. You need to, first of all, have a reason to go there, and that's the user acquisition. You need to have a good value prop.
But what is my question really is this. What is your process of the ideal retention? Like if I come into the game, what is your ideal experience for me to have?
So we want to give you a reason to keep coming back because your horse keeps racing and you want to come back and see how your horse has done. Then you need to come and help your horse. So we're going to let you boost your horse with what we call augments, which is the stuff you chuck on your horse's face that gives it specific powers in a race. So you'll need to come back to do that because that will propel your horse and will help it perform better. Then you will need to come back because we have a weekly bounty. So every week we'll have a leaderboard and you'll have winners that will share a bounty. So you will want to come back to see where you are on that leaderboard. You want to see what you need to do to make your way up the leaderboard. And then you'll need to come back to see what is the value of your horse and to make the decision whether or not to retire it. And if you're staking horses, and we will push you to do more and more of that, then you have a lot to engage with because you need to follow up all the different horses. You can have a portfolio of horses that you have a stake in, and then you'll need to go and engage with how the horse is doing and what other opportunities you have. So the key thing is and to create more and more hooks for you to come back. Create more live ops. Live ops will be the weekly bounty, as I mentioned, daily races, specific competition, a weekend event that will draw you back into the game to do more stuff so you can win more. So we're already doing much of it, and we have a very, very busy pipeline of implementing much more of that.
So in terms of customer acquisition and engagement of a community inside of the game, has the Zed token been launched outside of the platform, or is it on any dexes? What has that process been like?
You can find it on some dexes. You can find it on Sushi Swap or many of those. We're using a third party, a partner called Denari Lab that is helping us promote and push the token. It was launched a long time ago, so it's not a new TGE. It was launched in the days of Zed Run, maybe 3 years ago. It hasn't been utilized in a smart way. So the key thing about the token, I don't want to use it it's not a meme coin. It's not just a stuff. Go back to my point about NFTs. I don't want people to just buy a thing to sell a thing, and they need to buy it. They need to know that there's an upside in it for sure, but I want them to want to use it. I want them to use it in the game. And the way we design the Zed token now, you actually have a utility. You buy it, and then you use it to breed horses, and then you win it back when you retire your horse. So it is.
Have you compared what the ROI is to somebody who treats a Zed token like an investment, just to buy the token and hold it and then sell it over a period of time, versus if someone was to use it within the game and actually engage the game as well? Has there been a comparison of the ROI? It will be
much more. Obviously, I don't even know that I'm allowed to answer that, but definitely the way the game is designed, it's designed to give you a positive ROI. It's designed to, obviously, if you play it right, then you definitely have an upside. Then you can, if you buy a horse, the horse can keep working for you, because you will put your horse up for, if it's a male horse, you can put him up for breeding. If it's a female horse, you can get new horses from her. So there's definitely a positive ROI. You spend it, the investment part of the token, you put it on a bidding, you bid for a breed. So you bid a horse, you win an auction, and then you got yourself a new horse. Half of the value, just to be clear, that you spend on the breeding is going to be locked in the horse's belly. And then what will happen to that value depends on how the horse performs. So the horse goes up and down the leaderboard, and when you pull it out, you'll get the value back into yourself. So if your horse performs well, and if you made, and that is up to you, if you have made strategic choices in breeding of the horse, then you can get much more than the money that you've spent on the breeding. But obviously it is dependent on the value of what happens in the races and the value of the other horses. So that's the fun of the game.
If it was a Zed token itself be like? And my question is also about just the comparison of that to the Zed token itself. Like, how has the Zed token price behaved?
It went up, I think, 10 to 20%, even more since we launched. It's still very early days.
Yeah.
Again, this is where I need to be very careful. I cannot make any financial recommendation, and I have no way of knowing the future. And there's obviously a risk in any investment, so I'm not encouraging anyone to come and buy it as a financial instrument. But we believe that if the game scales, or it's math, I'm confident that if the game scales, and I'm very positive about that, very confident about that, then the value of the token will go up, because people will buy more of the token to use in the game. So it's and when they retire the horses, will give them more reasons to keep the Zed token, to keep playing the game, and that is our job, to keep them excited about playing the game, and not just go and immediately dump the token back. So I'm positive it's been going up. The trend is very positive, and I believe there is a very big upside here.
This is fantastic. It's been great to learn all about this. I really love this. I'm so happy for you launching Champions and seeing this take off as it has. You're such a futurist, having come into this space and going like gangbusters. Do you have any closing thoughts or final predictions on where we're heading with Web3 gaming?
I think it took a while as a new technology to find our way. I think now that crypto looks a bit more promising, regulation could be a bit friendlier. I think, and I hope we're going to see more exciting products that really focus on great experience for players beyond the just financial opportunity, that will really find and the potential I think is uncapped. So we'll see better quality, and we'll see more valuable propositions.
I love this. I absolutely agree with you that the potential is definitely uncapped, and with all of the innovations that you guys are making, actually bringing utility in front of people and onboarding people. I mean, as a Web3 person, thank you for making this more Web2 friendly, because we need regular people in this space. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me and tell me all about Virtual Human Studio. It's just incredible. So yes, then it's been a fascinating conversation. I hope we can have a part 2 with your next launch of your next spectator app.
I'd love to.
Yeah, absolutely. Come back on the show anytime. It'd be lovely to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. This is the end of Cryptocurrents. I hope you guys check us out on the next episode. Thank you so much.